Hello and welcome to the Even Me podcast. This is More Speaks,
And your girl Kim.
and today, and we have Miss D again. She's joining us one more time on our panel.
And Miss D,
All right, so on last week we were talking about social media and would you stop using social media for your significant other? And the where I got this from was a social media, a podcast that I watch quite frequently. It's called Fresh and Fit. Um, so this is like a male perspective type, and they bring like a lot of women on this show, and they ask all the women different, where they from, how old they are, and basically he stated that he would, if he was to get into a relationship with a woman, she would have to basically cut off social media, not be on social media, and things like that. And I mean, he makes money, makes $1 million a year or something like that, between podcasts and other stuff. So Kim, how do you feel about that? And I'll go a little deeper into that after.
Okay, so he told me I had to delete or not have social media. First of all, why? I don't understand the reasoning behind it. I mean, if I had it before you, did we meet on social media? Well, he didn't have one, right? You said so. Um, but in some cases, this past weekend, uh, I just basically had a conversation with somebody and they spoke on social media and I can understand what he's saying. But uh I don't think so. I don't think that's something that I would have to re-examine and see because, am I using it for business or personal reason? But like back to what I was saying, this weekend, somebody spoke to me, DM, and I spoke to him. I've been knowing him for years, and they asked me how my weekend was going. And this is the first time in 13, 14 years I had social media that somebody said I was flirting with them. And I was like, wow. We didn't even do video, no pictures. All you asked me about my weekend, I told you. And then it went from there. And I understood from two other male perspective, he was fishing to see where I was. But I'm like, I didn't even go there. I answered the question you asked me. How am I flirting? So I can see where certain men don't want their significant other with social media because that's what people seem to be doing, searching and lurking for people on social media. So let's see, how are you gonna help me build this business that I'm trying to build using social media? you know I don't want to take anything from a man, so it just have to be a conversation that we have to have because right now I'm up in the air. I don't it was
How
before
do how
you.
do you feel, Miss D?
okay, I'm glad y'all asked me because I have social media, and so does my husband. And at first it was okay because he really wasn't, into it. He had it just because I had it. And then all of a sudden started meeting people, they DMing each other. And I'm like, hey, I said, I asked him one day, I said, well, because if he become friends with somebody, and me and him is, friends on social media, I actually would see, oh, you have a new friend. But I come to the thing of this. Long as you get up, you go to work, you come home, you don't have time to meet that person. The only time I say that they can meet him, they got to meet him on 290 going to work, on his break on his break at work or something like that. But you got to have that trust, that confidence in yourself. And he has confidence in himself to where, and like I tell him, I have a select few of female friends, you know, but I mostly have a lot of guy friends. And it's nothing sexual between me and the guys. It's just I'm more dominant to hanging with males than I am females. as they say, females are messy. Some females they be your friends for a lifetime. You have friends for a lifetime, and you have some come and go, and that's just like with men. They say you can't be friends with the opposite sex. Yes, you can. You can, but it's all about that respect, like I said, and like I told him one day, I happened to pick up his phone, and a female had DM'd him, and they had been conversating. So, and I just point blank asked him, "Hey, this is not a relative of yours, because from the conversation, it wasn't, it was more on like the down low, or she trying to meet up with it."
Yeah.
And I said, "Did you tell her, that you married?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "You did?" I said, "Because from the conversation, I don't see nowhere where you type, 'Hey, I'm married.' Because if you said that, she'll respect that."
Yeah.
Okay, let me step in real quick.
Some of them, but some of them would. If you would say, because I had a guy to DM me,
Some do.
and I told him, I said, "Hey, you can't DM me because I'm married."
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "I'm sorry, and I won't do it again."
I want to hear Anthony's perspective on this.
I'll be honest. Okay. A man is more likely to stop DMing you if you tell him you're married, right?
Yep.
A woman, and I don't know what it is, and I can say this because I was married for many years, especially if I never wore a ring for many years, but when I started wearing a ring, it was like more women came around, and this is like before social media, so I mean social media was around, but it wasn't. But a woman is more attracted to a man that's in a relationship for two reasons. One, there's nothing tying them together. Two, he's wanted by somebody, and that makes them want them more. I know that 100%, and I mean it's not everybody. I'm not gonna say it's everybody because it could be few and far between. But I know for sure that if you look at a study, it's gonna say that a woman would want a man more if they found out they were married. Because I've been through that, and going back to the DMs, one of the things in that podcast that the guy stated was with the woman, no matter most guys, and he said this 40%, no, what was it? 95% of men are less sexually active than the 5% of normal men. I don't know if you knew that. I didn't know that. And with women on social media, that stuff is like a turn on to most men, because half the women on Instagram are damn near 90% naked, or they're doing something that makes them look naked. And that's where these DMs come from. Yeah, they're using it from for, let's say sometimes OnlyFans. Some of them are using because they're Instagram models, and then some are using it to get themselves out there, right? And this is not everyone, but it's most of the, the women that are trying to be models. So those women get like 50 to 60 DMs. Who the hell knows how many dick pictures, and things like that, because that's what happens. I had a friend, and this is a funny because I just heard somebody do the same thing, but someone DM'd his wife a dick picture, so he DM'd the dick picture back, and that person was like, "Shit, I didn't know you were a man." He's like, "No, that's her man's." And then they kind of like just stop and block them and stuff like that. But that's the thing. I don't mind social media. Like my fiance, she has social media. I don't mind it. I know in the past she was getting some DMs from some old flings, before our time, and then they would like randomly send a DM like once a year, just trying to see what's the deal. And she would tell him, I'm with somebody. We haven't been together for years and things like that. So me, I don't use social media like that, but yes, I do look at the pictures on there and what happens to a man's post. I don't know if you knew this. When I used to be all into cars and doing car shows, like half of the pictures that would come up on the Explore page was like cars. And as soon as you start liking just one or two pictures of a female or a male, that's all that starts to come up. Or if you start like looking at bodybuilders, because the Instagram knows the algorithm, and that's what it starts to send you. So now your Explore page is either full of halfway naked women or halfway naked men, or cars, or a mixture of both. And that's the way social media works. It knows. It's like on Facebook. How many times have you went to Google, right? And you look up something,
And
and
it
then
goes
you go into Facebook. Facebook knows what you've been looking at.
Yeah.
But
You
what you
know,
do is in your phone, on your settings, you can turn that. It's called a tracking. Especially if you
yes,
have,
certain,
especially if you
yeah,
have an iPhone.
yeah, certain ones can do it, but I think the thing is that just came out. Like I think they've been doing it for like the last year or two now, when they started doing the app tracking. But a lot of those they're still smart.
Yeah, you
They,
can go. It's some way you can go around it. It's
yeah.
like my husband, he has Facebook and he has Instagram, and on I guess like looking at women. I don't care. You can look at them. You can look at a picture all day, as long as she don't come knock on my door. That part. Because if I'm watching TV and it's a sexy man on there, I'm like, ooh Lord. But baby, you finding him. That's what I'm gonna say that quick. And he's like, what? But he really don't be paying me no attention because I'm like, that's TV,
Yeah.
that's a movie, of course. But as long as I tell him, hey, can you stop whatever site you looking on, whatever. Because if you want Keisha, Kim, whoever, I could be her because I throw on a wig in a minute, baby. I'll be whoever you want me to be. But
And see, and that's good because that spices it up. But see, when when these when social media is used the wrong way, or you know, there's 50, I'd say 50 women to every 1 to 2 men. Now let me reverse that. It's 50 men to every woman, because a man is less likely to get a DM from a woman unless they know them or they like them or they're trying to sell them something.
or they just thirsty.
Right.
They
With
you
with
have some that just thirsty.
a woman will get 50 DMs, and it's her choice to either respond to them or just, delete them. I get sneaker ones all the time because I used to buy and sell sneakers. So people always send me, oh, here's these sneakers, buy from me, and things like that. Those are kind of DMs I get, or car shows and things like that. But like, if a woman's like, "Hey, sexy," or something like that, or a fake post, I just delete. There's no reason for me to respond to anything like that. I have my person. That's the person I chose, so I'm okay with it. I can look at, like you say, you can look at all you want as long as that person doesn't come knocking at your door. That's a whole nother ball game when it gets to that point. But I think Kim, you wanted to say something.
I mean, with this, the social media thing, man, it's crazy because yes, I dated somebody that did want me to delete my social media page, but he had a fake one tracking me.
Mm,
So he's seen people liking pictures or, friend requesting me that I didn't see. I'm like, dude, you worried about these people more than I am. I've been having my Facebooks before you. And I'm not texting these or, I don't know these people. They can be psycho. And I have social media to deal with family members that I'm not right in the same city with them. I talk to, instead of we call and we'll send, stuff because, we didn't connect back up after so many years and we first cousins. So, on my dad's side, I send pictures or they'll send me something. But Yeah, you get those, and if I get those, I automatically think they're psycho, because the first thing is, hey, you're cute. I like your picture. Can I get your phone number? No, psycho. Ignore. I mean, I know that's the new thing is to meet on social media now.
Yeah.
I'd rather meet in person. I'd rather
Yeah.
have
See,
that
we
contact.
come from the age there when it wasn't social media. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Everything was in
it,
person.
right? It's
Mm-hmm.
like if you had beef with somebody, we didn't get on social media. We either met out in the street in front of your grandma's house, your mama house, somebody, and it's whatever. Or if you want to meet, you meet, or we meet in a public place. Cause like as me growing up, my grandma, it was certain people she'll let me deal with, certain people that came to her house, certain people that I can go see. And if you wasn't basically family, oh, you wasn't going to want no strangers. Oh no, oh no.
So
She ain't play that.
would you delete your social medias if your husband asked you to?
I would.
You would.
I
See,
would.
here's my perspective, and I don't mind deleting the social medias, but in the beginning, when I use social media, like I have 4 or 5 social media accounts, right? One was really just strictly like my personal stuff, family trips and stuff like that. But then I stopped using that one for like years, and I opened up my social media account for my car, and then I just continued that one. That one grew so big that I just continue using that one. And then like my podcast has one, and I didn't actually like have any friends on there because I didn't want, just random, things just popping up. So if you friended me, I friended you, and if you DM me, I just deleted it. Unless you're asking something about the podcast or something like that. But
Right.
I don't think I don't think I'm at the stage where I would delete it, because everything I do, everything, any interaction that I'm trying to post, or anything that has to do with the business or something like that, or the podcast, it's required of me to have it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm not, like, I don't have an account to try to find women or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know my significant other, she has one, and it's like rare posts. Like she'll post one, when the girls graduated, when her birthday. I know she gets on there and she looks at like cooking stuff, and I'm kind of like that. I look at comedians and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, I think it's more like if you were like an Instagram model, or you were, posting halfway nude pictures. You're kind of asking for these guys to DM you, basically, because that's what you're looking for. You know, you're looking for that attention. Hey, look at me, I'm gonna show my ass cheek or something. Something like that.
Yeah.
Or I'm cooking, I'm halfway naked or something. Because that's how, certain people attract other people, and it's easier for women. I want to say, most women are attractive, so they attract other people, or they get, they intrigue men. Men, what's the difference between a man unless you see him naked, right?
Right. So you
It's
gotta leave something to the imagination.
right. With those posts, I get it. If the guy, he's basically, saying, I'm gonna get a 10. So I need to make sure she's not all on social media or something like that. I mean, I get that point, but I don't think me personally, would leave social media for, if my fiance asked me, unless it was like my personal pages and it's not my, my business pages.
Well, I found out, and I had to ask the question. Some of my teammates at work, because the dude I was dating last year or whatever, I had made a post, just a regular post, and I have braces, and so my mouth stay dry. It stays dry, and I developed this habit of licking my tongue, so I feel like a lizard. So I posted. I was feeling good that day, and I did the brown skin girls Beyonce music, and I licked my tongue out. Oh my god, it went. It was so Man, I had to hear about that. It was like a whole. I'm like, what are you talking about? That is nothing. It didn't show me licking anything. It didn't show anything. I just licked my tongue out for 2 seconds, and I asked my teammates, and I showed them the post, and one of them said, "That's sexual. Women don't do that unless." And I'm not thinking all like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what goes on in the world today. I've been housebound for damn near 13 years. So I don't know, but that's what, they was like, yeah, that's very sexual. That's why he was pissed. I'm like, what?
I
Yeah,
think
I mean,
I think it's sexual to the person who takes it sexual.
see, that's what
There
I
you go.
said.
You know,
That's
That's
what I
exactly.
said.
it's sexual to the person who takes it sexual. To me, sexual is you're showing, your under boob or something, or your
Mhm.
butt cheek or something like that. You licking your tongue out, or flicking the tongue, or doing something like that. It's kind of common now.
Mhm.
Little girls are doing it. Everybody's doing it. But I think that's kind of like what we talked about in one of the podcasts. The good jealousy versus the bad jealousy,
Mhm.
because you know him seeing that, thinking you're sending that to someone else, or you trying to entice somebody else. That's just him feeling insecure about y'all situation. I
Mhm.
think, because if my fiance was to do that, I would know she's just doing it.
Mhm.
She's not doing it because she's trying to find someone or something like that, or she's trying to entice somebody. You got to know the person. If you don't
Mhm.
Right.
know and trust a person, then
Mhm.
yeah, you're gonna feel that kind of way.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then you can't ask, if you ask guys at work,
Mhm.
they're gonna say yes, because if they already have an ulterior motive, and they kind of like you, they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna say yeah because they find it sexual, right?
Right. There you go.
You know,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be everybody, and a woman takes things a certain way, a man takes things certain way. Men take things more flirtatious,
Mhm.
even if it isn't.
Yeah. And then
I'm
I
a
got.
man and I'm giving you my perspective, because I know, there's been many times, if a woman's talking to me and she may say something, I'm like, is she hitting on me? Or am I tripping? Is it just, me thinking she's hitting on me and she's just being extremely nice?
Mhm.
Because even women take that the wrong way. I mean, I've been
Yeah.
at stores when I was married, and a woman may have handed me a piece of bread. I was like in the bread aisle, and she handed me the actual bread, and my wife would be like, "Why'd you take that bread? You could have took any of the other ones." But she worked at the damn store. I was reaching for it and she handed it to me. That's just an example.
Mhm.
Something similar like that happened, but it was more like she smelled my cologne, because I was wearing a bunch of cologne, and she smelled and she was like, "Oh, you smell so good. I need to buy that for my man." That's what she
Mhm.
said, right?
Mhm.
She took it wrong. She's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, she's hitting on you." I was like, she actually said she's gonna buy it for her man, and she
Yeah.
asked me what it was. So I'm assuming she's gonna buy it for her man. You're reading into what's not
I mean,
really there.
no, because I have been in places like in stores, and I was in the store one day, and a guy walked by and he had on some smelling cologne. So when I run up on him again, I say, "Excuse me, sir. Could you please tell me what's the name of that cologne? Because it smells good. I know it smells good on my husband." Those were my words. He had a lady with him, and but I know,
Yep.
I was like,
Yep.
I was like, "Excuse me, ma'am, excuse me, baby. I'm not trying to hit on your man. My husband, just like I love perfume. My husband loves cologne. So I try to every new cologne that come out, I try to get it for him because that's a different smell.
Yeah.
It's
I,
like he likes that, and
I
it's not like, oh, I'm trying to hit on him. No, because if I was trying to hit on him, I wouldn't say excuse me. I'd say, boy, you gonna make me bite you, and that's
Right.
hitting on somebody.
oh
Now
I ain't
that's
gonna
hitting on somebody.
I ain't gonna lie, that's the way I hit on people. I ain't gonna lie. If I really think this dude is nice looking, and I'm not gonna wait for him, because normally I wait for the person to say something to me. I'll, definitely be like, that smell good. I'll go up and have a conversation with him. Uh that is actually me hitting on a person, and that's further as it go. Then see where if they take the bite from there. But yeah, that's my flirtation. So I kind of agree with your wife. That could have been flirtatious because
It could
that
have
was
been,
yeah.
but if she just handing you the bread, or and if you know you could be she could be handing you the bread, and when the wind blow and it blew that cologne her way, and I'm like,
Mhm.
she like, hey, it caught her eye. That
Mhm.
smell, you know what I'm saying? It's something that she would, she liked smelling, and like she said, and I mean, and that's a two way. It could have been a an example of
My
she
thing of
wanting to
it,
hit on me or not.
my thing of it is the person that whoever I get with and choose to be my significant other, I want them to understand I talk a lot. That's just me. I talk a lot of people, but if I'm with you, I'm with you. You mine. So no matter if I speak to somebody, I'm not trying to get with that person, even if they even trying to make hints toward me. I'm not trying to even see that. I'm with you, and whatever we're doing and going through, I'm gonna try to make it work with you. But it's building that trust. When there's no trust there, then or there's some insecure a lot of insecurity going on, so you gonna think that somebody always trying to take your man, or he's trying to sleep with somebody, or she's trying to sleep with somebody, because I didn't know. I'm a hugger, and I didn't know that me hugging people that's flirtatious, or me touching somebody that's flirtatious, because other people don't touch other people men or men like that. And I was like, wow, damn, how many people I flirted with that I didn't know? Because that's just me personally. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hug, I'm gonna talk, and yeah, I may touch you on the arm or something and laugh, but everything is flirtatious. And I guess these days, or probably back when we was younger, but I know I don't take it that way. Now you would know when I'm flirting with you, because that conversation gonna keep going and going, and then it ain't gonna stop. It ain't gonna just stop there. I'm gonna keep that conversation going. But right now, I don't really just. I think I let a lot of stuff over, pass over, because I'm not looking for it right now. I got too much other stuff I got to do. But I was that woman. Like I said, I was when I was pregnant with my son, and my significant other at the time backed up into a woman, and just out of caution, you reach your hand back there when found out you backed over somebody, so he tried to catch her from falling, and I was like, "Ugh, did you touch her? Let her ass fall. I
So
don't
you were
care."
the so you were
Yeah,
that jealous one.
I was so man, let her ass fall. I was the one pregnant and all. Okay, wait a minute. He spoiled me the first year. Now all of a sudden you working all the time. I was like on the job, like looking through the fence. Like, is he really at work? I don't know what it was just that I was feeling, big. I didn't feel good about myself. You know what I'm saying? And then I was developed out the hormones I was going through at the time too.
Yeah,
So
that's
that
what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Because your hormones are gonna be going left and right,
hmm
and then your self esteem is gonna go up and down depending on
yes.
what's going on, or anything can spark some kind of issue. But I did want to touch on what you mentioned. So when she like you're flirtatious. So but when you say you flirted, you normally start a flirt with someone like that.
hmm
You don't bring up like, oh, that cologne will smell good for my husband, right?
Sometimes I have this is not to that nature. I said, oh, that cologne smell good. Where you get it from? I may
Yeah, see,
buy
that
it.
was my thing because she mentioned husband. That automatically, that's like a red flag. Bam, here you go. I'm married. I want it from my husband. So I
Mhm.
know right then and there, unless like you say, maybe she's untruthful, maybe she's just saying that just to spark up a conversation or something.
Or
But
that's
you
how I feel.
know, it all depends on if I receive it a certain way
hmm
and reciprocate. If
Yeah.
I start flirting, you know,
hmm
it all depends on the two people, and that bad jealousy can kick in at that point,
hmm
because like if there was more issues, like if she was pregnant, then yeah, she would feel a certain way. The
hmm
hormones would basically be like, no, hell no,
Yeah.
she's trying to flirt with you, which in that their relationship, pretty much everyone was trying to flirt with me and things like that, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
but things happen certain ways, and I think with social media, the way the world has gotten now, social media has made things 100% easier, like cheating, all
Mhm.
these apps, these meetup apps and things like that. I hear all these people talking about these apps and just meeting up
Mhm.
for casual sex and stuff like that. I mean, I we grew up when this was like coming up, so it
Mhm.
really, we use it, but we don't use it the way people use it now.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
that's the way I see it. Like
Mhm.
I'll use social media, but a lot of times I'm using, excuse me, social media to watch stuff, jokes or
Mhm.
people working out or car shows or people racing, different things.
Yeah, that's what I use social media. Excuse me, I use social media for that too, or basically just like I said, to keep up with my cousins and them or see what they posted. If I get an alert or something, then I look at it. But yeah, I wouldn't request my significant other to shut down social media, and I wouldn't request. Some other people have it like, oh, you not posting me on social media. Uh, I don't want to post my man on social media, or I
How
don't want
about
him.
you're not liking my own pictures? You're not
Oh my
liking my
god.
pictures.
Oh my god. That is crazy. Um,
I I I think, and this is me personally because I feel this way. I think if I post something,
mhm.
my significant other should automatically like it.
I mean,
Unless it's
yeah,
like a controversial post, right?
yeah.
Unless it's controversial. If it's like I want to go here, or
Mhm,
somebody posts something, a beach or something, and I
mhm,
post it, or we go on a family vacation and I post it. I think that should be
mhm,
an automatic like. Or if I post my car because I do
mhm,
car shows, you should automatically like it and maybe say a comment. Maybe.
mhm,
I'm saying like my husband when he like if I post something on social media, he only say one word to everybody's post, no matter what it is. His comment on everybody's post is boss life.
Boss like
Boss life. That's all he posts.
my friend
He
used to
never
do
say
just the fire emoji all the time.
mhm,
he's like it's boss life. And like I post a picture and he'll say, "Oh, that's my wife," or "Oh, you pretty today, boss life." I'm like, and like somebody asks, "Is that the only word you know?" He's like, "Yeah."
I mean,
I
that
mean,
could be like that's what he likes to say. So I feel
Yeah,
it.
and then he's like, the reason why I say that I can't get in trouble. That's what he say. He say they can't say I said anything out of the way
Yeah.
because all I said was boss life.
mhm,
I'm like, well, all right, maybe if it's a happy birthday now, he might say happy birthday, but 9 times out of 10, what he posts and when he comment on your status, it's gonna be boss life.
mhm,
Okay.
yeah.
So I mean, it's but like he don't. He really gets on social media. He just he really don't comment. He really don't post. If it's a post on his status, it's something that I probably posted and I tagged him in it. But 9 times out of 10, he don't post.
Mhm,
If it's a post that's come across his page, I probably took his phone and I posted it.
mhm,
I'm not going to tell nobody. I probably posted it. If it's a picture of me on his page, I posted it on his page. He'll have me send me some pictures of you to my phone so you can come post it. So I can come post it. What about you? You know how to do it right. I don't know how to do it right. I'm like, well, why you got social media? Because you have it.
Well, he's doing it the right way. Women
Yes.
like things a certain way. I mean, I take one picture and that's what I post. My fiance be like, "That's not a good picture. You got this in the background. You got that in the background."
mhm,
My daughters they take
Yeah.
like 50 pictures and use one.
mhm.
Like I don't get it.
Yeah. 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 I do the same thing.
See,
Yeah.
I do the
I
same
mean,
thing.
when I
Because
when I take
I try to
pictures,
go.
if we go on vacation, I take like 10 pictures. Which one do you like? Delete the rest. That's the way. Like you didn't take a picture right. It's the wrong angle.